Okay, John, let's talk a little bit about your swing from the video your dad sent me. Setup, everything looks good to start with. Carrying your hands, right by your back shoulder. Everything seems to be, very basic, pretty well thought out, very fundamental. Hands by your back shoulder. Looking at on your side, let's draw a circle. Now we're kind of slightly ahead of you in comparison to the view that we have with Manny on the right. But let's just kind of look at where your back shoulder is and where your hands are and how they progress the ball. What I'm really trying to look for, I'm slightly ahead of you in the view that we have of you, but in the side view, basically we want to kind of watch the slot that Manny's hand should work down and through, and you can kind of see that is directed by that lead elbow and kind of what kind of slot your hands work down. Now we're at an angle of such your hand should still work down and through that slot. So let's see how they progress from here. So let's get this set 3, and let's rotate up a frame or two. And you see how you probably don't realize that your hand's starting to kind of rotate away from you and down. And you can kind of see where Manny's hands are at the top of the zone. And I'm not saying it's perfect where he's at. What I would maybe like to see you do is have your hands a little higher set position where we're at here, not maybe a little lower. And when I say a little higher, maybe an inch or two, not a dramatic feel. But you can see how now, from where your back shoulder was and to where it is now, you can see how how you've kind of slid forward and your hands are already below that slot. Now when we get to this frame here, where your hand should be working down this slot that we kind of drew from your back shoulder through contact, you can see how your hands have now moved away from your body. And if I actually clear off your screen, let's look at this angle that's created with this front arm. Here to here. Alright, as you can see, we've kind of got a long front side. And when I look at Manny on the right side, let's clear out him off so we could see his front side. Okay. And he's about in this position here. Okay, so not bad, but my worry is that, and again, I can't see it from this angle. I don't know if your hands are way behind you back here or if they're right on this front shoulder, back shoulder. So that's the part that I don't know. I can see a lot of air between these hands and the shoulder, so that makes me either think one of two things: you've got your hands really far away from you, or your hands really far back. Only you know that from the angle, and when you're feeling know of your swing. What I would ask is that when those hands are going to the ball, that they shouldn't be any more than 4 or 5 to 6 inches off your back shoulder, and that same proximity as it's starting to come across the beginning of your chest, and that's where you can see on the right where Manny's at. Now let's kind of go up a couple frames here. We're at position 4, and let's kind of get you into heel plant. Okay. And let's clear everything off so we can see. We get you to heel plant. Both you guys are in a pretty good athletic position. You're standing up to fall upright. What I would say is we want to make sure the front knee stays firm. The other thing that I would kind of pay a little bit of attention to is you can see this kind of front foot starting to diagonal out, and you can see where Manny's really a lot more closed. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. There's no perfect way to do it, but typically when people's front toe goes out at this angle and more, their hips and knees and shoulders start to fly out. So one of the things that we guard against is trying to get that toe a little bit more directional at the plate. So just a thought. So then as we start to kind of move forward from 4 into heel plant, bat lag, let me drop back 2 frames right before contact. Boom. Okay, now when we get right here, you can see you start to stand tall, hands are inside the ball, starting to get to extension. You can see that backside coming. That position looks pretty good. And then we can get you to contact. Okay, right along through here. Okay, everything looks pretty good. Okay, we got you through contact down front side. Standing tall. The thing that I would ask you is right here, as you can see when it clicks, it kind of takes 2 frames. Notice on the right side of the screen where Manny still has opening in his arms right here. Okay, and what that means is he's staying palm up, palm down through contact and creating extension back through the strike zone, back in the direction of the ball is in flight or back toward the pitcher. You can see here in this particular frame, and it may be just this swing, but this particular swing, it looks like you rolled over a little quick out of the zone, meaning you came out of the zone a little earlier. We want to really think about keeping that bottom hand through the zone and the hands through the zone as long as we possibly can, creating extension and leverage through the swing, creating basically getting our bat to the zone and keeping there as long as we possibly can. But overall, not bad. As far as being very simple, very repeatable swing. I like what I saw there. Just a couple things for you to kind of think, note about, and work on. If you have any questions, please let me know.